following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Atta boy,
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
Hey, everybody, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. That means it is time for another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. I am Mike. With me, as always, is Scott. Scott, I had something happen today, and I feel like we need to talk about this. I was at the gym today, and I was doing deadlifts, and I was in my second set, and I thought I shit myself. Have you ever had a moment where you're working out and you think you shit yourself?
I have. It's the worst. And especially when you're running, because that's what I do. And I'm like, oh man, did I one time then it was close. It was, yeah, I pushed it too far. I was like, I can finish this. It's only like 15 more minutes. Like, I got this. Like, but I can feel it churning, right? I'm like, nah, 15 minutes, I'll be good. Dude, I got near the end. I think it was like 5 minutes. And I'm like, pausing the damn thing, sprinting up the stairs, like barely making it. Yeah, no. I looked and I was like, yeah, it felt like I shit myself. Like,
so
I
didn't
that close.
I wasn't close. I did it like one of my reps on the deadlift, and when I came up, I was like, oh no, and dropped the bar, and then had to like pace around and try to catch a glimpse in the mirror to see if like I did. It was bad news, man. How you doing? How you feeling?
I mean, see, I would have been in the comfort of my own house if I had shit myself, so you better make sure you zip that up, my man. I'm good otherwise. Craft Brewed Sports coming at you 70 and older yet again.
Mookie's here too. Hey, Mookie, how you doing, man?
I hate you guys too because the best part is the fourth host. The comment section is already calling out how you're setting me up. Speaking of Dookie, Mookie is here tonight. Which, man, you threw me off, man. I was not prepared to absorb a. Hey, man, you ever shit yourself in public and had
no, not shit yourself. Think you did or come very close, because that was the thing. I didn't. That's the saving grace of the whole story is I didn't, but it was one of those reps where you do it and you're like, I don't know, this needs to be checked out, and we need to
say it's 50-50 proposition.
I'm not impressed unless you actually work hard enough to shit yourself, because really all you're saying is like, hey guys, I was at the gym today doing reps.
No.
Good for fucking you.
No, dude,
No,
come on.
You don't get it. You don't.
Like the goal is not to work out hard enough to shit yourself. Nobody's ever said like you need to max out your reps, and if you ain't shitting yourself, you ain't doing it right. Like, what the hell kind of logic is that?
I don't know, dude. I was not ready for you to toss that topic in my lap. Okay, I had something else ready. I was prepared, and then you.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. But did he shit himself? Because otherwise, I mean, you ever hit a grand slam and then shit yourself? No, I don't really give a fuck.
Will you bench,
Not
man?
impressed.
350? Yeah, but do you shit yourself? Yeah, I think so. All right, yeah.
See, that's all. That's what it
Keep
is.
going
You
lightweight.
Look at you. Look at you with your.
Like, I don't care about your numbers. You put in the
show
work.
weights. Your show weights 350 and no shitting yourself. You ain't shit. Literally,
Not impressed.
you ain't shit.
I want to know how many plates you got on there. I want to know how dirty them drawers are. What are we working with here?
Exactly. Like, am I gonna have to wipe with a Clorox wipe, or can I get by with just a paper towel after you get up off that bench?
Robert Taylor said, it's kind of a brown area.
My guy, Robert Taylor. Yeah.
Well done.
Followed it up even better. My mic just shit his ass.
Oh god.
Oh,
Good
fantastic.
stuff.
Rex, great segue there. Speaking of shitting yourself, isn't that what it will be
Jesus,
for
yeah.
whoever drafts Bronny?
Oh my god.
Yes,
dude.
we're going to talk about Bronny and potentially getting drafted. LeBron doing his, hey, look at me, I need attention thing as well. I've got an MFer of the week that we got to get to, and some NFL versus NCAA news. Also, this basketball versus NFL beef that like sprung up over the last week and a half took a weird turn as well. We'll get to all of that, plus however many random tangents we can get to throughout this show. Before we do that, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking. Scott, what is in your mug? We're rating it on Caesar scale, dog or no dog.
We got new beer.
No!
Well, because this was one of those like cart screechers when I saw it. Because the Kroger I told you by my house, not that good for beer. Like almost always just the basics of shit. But when I saw that they had a collaboration of Taft's and Frisch's Strawberry Pie Ale, yo, it was on. 6%, just as like a fresh baked pie straight out of the oven, sweet strawberries and pie crust maltiness create a smooth, silky finish. Guys, I've had some halfway decent strawberry ales. Yo, this is the tits. This is it right here. This is a dough.
Very nice. I'm super jealous. A strawberry pie ale. Ugh.
Yeah, dude, at 6% too. Because usually the strawberry ales, like what's the strawberry flying pig one? That's like 4.5%.
Yeah.
Like it's good, but I mean usually they're really low hitters. So a 6%er, yeah, this is the biggest of the doughs.
Fantastic. Gabe, I see you. Answer my question of the night. We will answer your
we
question,
will.
Gabe, that you posed.
Mookie, don't shoot your pants, Gabe. Come on, man. Get it together. You don't have to lift that hard.
What are you drinking, dog or no?
Mine is also a dog, although it's like the exact opposite of Scott's. So it is an American brown ale, but man, this thing poured out dark, like real dark. It's delicious. It's American Brown Ale by Marlowe Artisanal Ales. But here's what got me: the can art is sick, and the name.
He said it's the opposite of Scott. It's dark. I was like, wait, motherfucker! Oh, you mean like it's like the opposite of an ale? I'm like, wow. I'm like, you race cards, son of a bitch. Sorry, but I got real worked up for a second. I was like, this motherfucker just say like it's the opposite of Scott. It's real dark. I'm like, this son of a bitch. But okay, go ahead, carry on.
No, I ain't gonna turn this into Drake Kendrick shit over here. But it's called The Broken and the Dead. Like, I mean, you just look at that can, you're like, well, obviously this is gonna be a dog, but it
sounds like fatherhood
too. Smooth, tasty. I'm just gonna push right past that, Scott.
If you didn't hear me, I just said it sounds like fatherhood. The broken and the dead.
Oh boy,
you're getting ready to walk that journey voluntarily. I'm just letting you know that's what you have to look forward to.
I mean, it's kind of out of my hands at this point. So
well, I know, but like you were trying to.
That is true. I signed up to waste a bunch of money. Speaking of which, I got a question for Scott after we get through these beers.
Oh,
I need to know a little bit more about the Kaiser method.
Okay. I got you, fam.
All right.
I don't care who it is. We ain't paying. Go, Mike.
Right. I need that dedication and that just trust in the
I don't care.
Man.
We ain't paying.
Hey, that needs to make the cut for the next open.
Yo, Mike, you can drop markers now. There's like a hotkey. Is it like M?
Yeah.
That way you can find it easier.
I don't care who it is. We ain't paying. That may be that we adjust here. All right, let's check and see what you guys are drinking in the comments. Gabe is drinking Remus Repeal Reserve 7 on the rocks. He says dog. I haven't had that one, so I now I need to find that one.
That's a lot of R's.
That is a lot of R's. Rex is drinking the original Club Tales Bahama Mama, 10% ABV. It's a dog. Never really had Bahama Mamas, I don't think.
No, I don't think I have. And what was the sitcom where somebody got real sick from drinking a bunch of Bahama Mamas?
I don't know.
It was God. I want to say it was funny. Somebody got real fucked up drinking Bahama Mamas in an episode.
There you go, Sarah. That's the first
show.
Google of the night. We'll see if the guy is smart enough to figure this shit out.
I was just gonna say this is extra random. What sitcom character drank too many Bahama Mamas?
The first result that popped up for me was American Dad. So I don't know.
That's what I got too.
I don't know.
It would definitely
into
wasn't
American Dad. Robert Taylor is drinking King's Brewing Juicy B, a 7% juicy IPA. It's light, it's juicy, not overly hoppy, going down smooth. He's still a dog. That bar, very disappointed, my friend. He said, "Just water, no booze in the house, and it's raining. Going out to pick up beers, pass." I'm with you on that part. If it's raining, I don't want to leave the house. I'm chilling out. I'm hanging out. But no booze in the house, man, that's poor planning on your part. You need to have reserve, like, hiding around the house everywhere.
Or do we need to check on our guy? Because is he actually saying he went through his entire reserve? Like, should we be worried, buddy?
I
Like,
didn't think about that.
Yeah, like I would be shocked if Matt blew through all his reserves.
But Robert,
hey, man, hopefully it's just
pointing
a
out
fluke.
that Matt is being reactive and not proactive.
That's also very true. Like, take a lesson from Robert Taylor. He knows his teams win titles.
Rex saying he never had Bahama Mamas either, but it was what I had in the fridge. Speaking of that, I got a beer that I had in the fridge. This
My
is
keeping up with what was in the fridge series.
Yep, this is the White Lodge. This is a Belgian style white ale. It's only 4.8%, so it's very disappointing. But guys, I want to play a little game with you. I looked under this can to see when this was canned.
Oh no!
Let's go Price is Right rules.
Oh God!
When do you think this beer was canned? Mookie, I'll go to you first.
I'm gonna go with like fall of 21.
Fall of 21 is your guess. Scott, what is your guess as to when my beer was canned?
Too far back. It's fall of 22.
Fall of 22. Okay. By the way, Mr. Neer,
Hey,
here for me, a shot of Suerte Tequila Blanco.
Nice.
Very nice.
I thought about reading that, and I was like, no, we'll let me.
You bailed? You got scared of the name?
I saw somebody try to put it up there, and I was like, oh, maybe we were waiting. But now that I know it was because you couldn't read it, that makes total sense.
Look, I'm not opening out well
He
tonight,
backed
guys. I'm
out.
trying to avoid the landmines, all right? We're just here to
Rex
celebrate.
said January of 2023. So Mookie said fall of 2021. Scott said sometime in 2022.
No,
right?
fall of 22.
2022.
Yeah.
Rex saying January 2023. Fellas, this beer was canned on March 27th, 2020. This was
Damn, dude, to the pandemic beer?
I was gonna say, why you drink it? That should be a collector's item. That's like
I was gonna say, don't open
beer.
that.
Holy
Wait, what? March what?
March 27th. We're like,
I mean, that's like
days after the shot.
I was just gonna say, I was like, that was right at. How did that beer even exist? Like, who was brewing it?
That's a great point. I didn't think about that. So
Like, everything was shut down.
these folks at Holy Mountain Brewery were like, you know what we should do during this pandemic? Put out a batch. Let's get this cooking. Everybody get in the kitchen. We gotta get this batch out. By the way,
That's incredible. I mean, seriously, how is it? I mean,
I think if it was about 4 years fresher, it'd be a dog, but it is
about 4 years fresher, so it wouldn't have even been born at that point. Like,
no redeeming qualities on this 4-year-old beer at all.
oh my God, dude.
By the way, Sarah for Women Everywhere, she's drinking Goose Island Tropical Beer. Very well played. 9.9%. And there you go, Mookie. Caitlin got her first bucket. She's on her way to cashing that over for you.
I know, but I told Rex I need 20 points and 3 threes. So let's go. We got work to do.
Good luck, buddy. Let us know in the comments what you guys are drinking, whether your beer or tequila or bourbon or whatever is a dog or no dog. Let's go back to Gabe's question here from the beginning before we went live, because he does want to know. He said this started because Rex pointed out that someone paid $6,000 for them and their 2 kids for Caitlin Clark's first pro game.
What?
$2K a piece for them and their kids to go see that game. They're courtside seats, he says, but still, Gabe said, question of the night, what's the most you would pay and which sporting event? Now, we started talking about this pre-show because Scott rightly pointed out, we're past reruns at this point. We're in syndication because we have done this show a couple of times, and we are the cheapest the cheapest sports fans there could be. I think we said before, like $50 was the most we were paying, Scott.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've said it a few times where it's just like sporting events are kind of better on TV. And I mean, being there in person is overrated. Like it just, I got better things to spend my money on. Like, I mean, I think paying for a regular season ticket game is far enough. Like I'm not gonna pay the extra for the Super Bowl or anything like that. Like it's just not fucking worth it.
Scott out here with the oldest man's take ever. He's like, the Super Bowl should cost the same as week 3. No questions. It's the same product. Like,
hell yes.
You pay more for this ticket.
Hey, there's two teams playing a game of football on a field. Like, what changes, motherfucker? Just the venue. That's it.
Usher is there. That's
yeah, Usher. I'm paying. Well, if I'm paying the Usher tax, then you know what? Then my black ass doesn't want Usher there. We don't need no halftime show. Get whatever cheap ass halftime show that you get for the get the dogs. Get the dogs that come to Xavier to do
Red
tricks.
Panda to go out there on her unicycle and throw some shit on her head.
Motherfucker, I'll make my kids run around in the field with some sparklers.
Imagine if they were like, welcome to the Super Bowl halftime show presented by Apple Music. Ladies and gentlemen, Red Panda. And she just comes out on her unicycle rolling around the field.
I mean,
it's pretty entertaining though.
And but hey, like, but who cares? Because the game could be legendary. And I still like, what's the matter? I'm like, fucking paying more. Like,
and by the way, Ed asking the right question: does Xavier have any players on the roster? I think so. I think we got a couple dudes in the portal. I think we basically replaced everyone.
It could be a team full of Xavier folks, and I'd be like, "That's good for them." I'm gonna watch y'all on TV. Like I'm gonna see that from the comfort of my couch.
All right, now
because tickets are how much? No, thank you.
Gabe did throw a wrinkle into this one because the question was asked: your money or money is of no issue. And Gabe said, money is of no issue. So if money is of no issue, I'm going wherever, whenever, for whatever. Like you name it.
I'm sitting in the dugout. Like, how much does it cost to sit next to Snit and call the bullpen? Like, hey, who you want me to get ready? Like, whatever it costs for that, I'll pay somebody else's money, but my money, fuck that shit, yo.
I just love it.
Like, it's an easy call. Like, I will always spend somebody else's money. Fuck.
Scott being there like that little kid too in the dugout, like just sitting there so happy to just be there. I can just picture him like looking around, be like, "So what do you want me to do? You want me to call someone? You want me to hang out? Oh, we good? Okay, cool." They're like, "Scott, chill. It's a long game. It's 9 innings."
Can I get some of these sunflower seeds? Are these for everybody? All right.
And now it's even more awkward because it's like, this 40-year-old dude damn near with all these, 20-year-olds. It's like, all right, guys. All right. Go get them.
Here's the follow-up that I have for you, Scott. If you got to be in the dugout, but you had to wear the uniform just like everybody.
Oh, I'm fucking in. I'm in. Are you kidding me? I show up in uniform to my kids' game to call anything. I third base coach in uniform, bro, at Little League. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they wouldn't even have to. They wouldn't even, dude. I'd show up like that anyway. They'd be like, "Sir, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I thought this was expected." Like, duh.
Were you guys going to provide pants and belts? I brought my own.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, team color. Were you going to give these to me? Like, I mean, I
would go up to the equipment manager and be like, "Oh, is that we're going with that?"
I stopped at the clubhouse shop on the way in, so we can go. I got it covered. We're good.
I got Scott sitting on the dugout bench, but his legs don't reach, so his feet are just kicking off the edges.
Hell yeah. With chewing the biggest ass bubble in my face and just popping all over my face and me like pulling it off. Like, yeah. It would fucking be me. Whose money? Don't give a shit.
Now, what I want to know, Scott, is, and this might date us a little bit, but would you also pull a Costanza and try to help the guys out? Be like, "Look, you're pulling your hips out."
No. I would be intimidated. I wouldn't say shit to like any of them. I'd be like, just cheering like a regular ass fan. I'd be nervous. Like, no. Plus, I wouldn't want them to cuss me out, and in Spanish. Like, I don't do that in my life. Like. Because I mean, it's like be like, oh, like Olsen and Austin Riley, and then everybody else is cussing me out in Spanish. And like, I'm like, I don't understand most of it, so I don't need that type of. I don't need that.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
But see, you'd be able to lead the cheer with that, right?
Well played.
You could bring the Caesar energy, man. You could get that team going. You could be like the rally monkey.
Whoa,
Rex.
Whoa, careful. Tread lightly. Tread lightly.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
That's strike two. That's strike two.
That one was looking too, man.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that was a backwards. That's a backwards strike right there.
Backwards K, by the way, tune in every Monday night at 8 p.m. to hear wonderful Major League Baseball talk.
You know, maybe if our kids don't have games that we have to coach.
Now, I do have to ask, Scott, do you dabble at all in the farm system in the minors, or is it truly just the bigs?
What?
You talk about the minor league baseball system.
He's asking.
I mean, Chris is more knowledgeable about like college stuff. Like we'll talk some college stuff, but that's more his forte. Like I'm all pro, but like we've brought up college, and obviously we talk about guys coming up through the system. So,
guys, Rex said that Scott would be asking for tips for my batting practice pitching. Guys, I got the call up this weekend. So for the audience, you don't know this. The fellas know this story, but I got the call up and had to pitch in the game this past Saturday.
Wait, Mike, should we hit the transition for you at least?
You know what? I'll save the story. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, this is
y'all missed some gold
shit.
in the comment section. They were roasting my ass. Good shit.
All right, I gotta find out here now.
Been good, and so did Matt.
Ed said, "Would you be wearing the cup and all?"
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta protect the shit.
Matt said Scott's playing quarters and dice.
Hold on.
I think Rex was the winner, though. This was the one.
Pocketing the sunflowers.
You just see me just walking out. All right, guys, good game. Just walking out full of sunflower seeds.
Your pants look like
swollen
pants at that point. Real wide at the pockets.
Just yeah, that's good shit, guys. Good shit. Fuck you, but good shit.
And saying Mike Bauer, dude, I was dealing. I was dealing on Saturday. All right, let's talk some basketball to start off this show, since it is NBA playoffs. Boom shakalaka! So Bronny's really gonna get drafted, huh? Like that's what's gonna happen. Bronny, who we found out all year long, they were saying he's like 6'3", 6'4". He measured at 6'1.5" at the combine. Like he's tiny. Now he did, in his defense, ball out in one of the drills. He sunk like 12 threes in a row. So they said he was at like actually showing people something, but he should not get drafted. Like this dude is not good enough to get drafted. But there's reports that are saying some teams are interested in drafting Bronny just because he can sell out a G League game, just because people are going to go to that G League game to say, Mookie, that is the correct response, because you know what Bronny did not sell out? USC games. He didn't sell those out. So why is he going to sell out a G League game? Like, I don't get this line of thinking. I know everybody's on the approach of like, well, if you draft Bronny, you got the inside track to sign LeBron to your team.
Who cares? LeBron's washed. He's washed. Done. Over with.
Mookie.
It's been like a decade since he won a title. What is he?
Technically just won one in 2020, but okay.
They also just.
It's a Mickey Mouse. It's a Mickey Mouse title. It's like a fake title, but he didn't.
Right. See, exactly.
Gabe said that Scott should say he's 6 foot now.
Nobody's gonna believe that shit, though. Like, Bronny was like a believable 6'3". Like, he's only 3 inches away from his lie. Like, I got 5 inches. I gotta crawl up. Just it's not gonna work. But I appreciate it, Gabe.
Guys, if you were an NBA GM, do you take the chance? I know Mookie's answer. I guess the question is to you, Scott. Do you take the chance drafting Bronny, taking up a roster spot in the hopes that that means LeBron comes to your team and plays for you?
No.
Why?
Because if I'm a GM in the NBA, I'm doing a better job to where I don't need this fucking circus to sell tickets or try to, create some lightning in a bottle bullshit with LeBron. No. If I'm a GM in the NBA, I'm doing a better job. So I watch from afar and laugh at the franchise that does do that and set their franchise back another couple years in the process.
Mookie, you said LeBron is washed. You don't really believe
And
that.
I don't even think that LeBron's washed, but
Right.
he's not worth all this anymore. Like,
No,
not if
I'd
you got
agree
to
with that.
sacrifice a roster spot for his fucking kid who can't really play. Like, if Bronny could play, fucking sign me up. But come on, man. Like, this is the most nepotism shit you've ever seen. Like, for real, man. Like, and it's been orchestrated for years is the problem. Like, we've been hearing rumors that LeBron was going to try to play until he got to the NBA so that he could play with them for years now. Like, and here it all is kind of manifesting. It's like, is this really gonna happen? Like, I don't think this is as cool as LeBron thinks it is. Like, I don't like, does anybody really want to see this? Like, your kid isn't that good. Like, if it was like the Griffies, where like there was talent on both sides, you're like, okay, this is cool. But like, what I'm gonna watch is you get swatted and your dad has to run down the court and chase the ball. Like, does he get in the game? Like, who's the head coach that sells out for this shit? Is like, yay, I gotta put in Bronny as one of my 5. Like,
I feel like if this happens and LeBron is playing with Bronny, it's gonna be one alley-oop play where either Bronny oops it to LeBron and LeBron slams it, or something like the LeBron Dwayne Wade picture where they got their arms out and they're like one moment like that, and as soon as it happens, LeBron's just like, all right, that's it, I'm done, and he just hangs it up right there, like calls timeout and quits the game and never comes back to the game of basketball. And then it's hilarious because then the coach is like, well, where are you going? Because we're still stuck with Bronny. Like, you got to hang out, man. Don't leave me here. Where are you going, man? LeBron, come back, man. Seriously, where you? God damn it! And then they're
Like,
just
are you basically saying that the coach is asking Bron, where are you gonna go?
yeah, that was too forced on that one. But
Damn it,
more importantly,
unacceptable.
unacceptable.
More importantly, for LeBron, to do that, he would have to like get past how vain he is. Like, he needs the attention, and so there's no way that he would just, hey, that was it, y'all. Bye, and then like walk away. And
Oh no, he would he's absolutely the type that would do that. You don't think? Okay,
no,
dude,
because
he wants
LeBron.
his- he
No,
wants his
LeBron
victory
wants.
lap, man.
LeBron.
You
Yeah, I was
kidding
gonna say LeBron wants that Jeter final.
Yeah,
Like,
what he would do.
He wants every NBA city to kiss his ass on the way out the door. He wants surfboards. He wants all that shit, dog. Yeah,
I think don't get me wrong. I think if he doesn't get to play with Bronny, that's what he wants. But if he gets to play with Bronny, what a more memorable
LeBron
way
got have his
to
cake
retire.
and eat it too. Get the fuck out of here. This man has orchestrated everything. He's puppeteered championships. There's no way that he's not going to go out on his own terms where it makes himself look great.
He's
like,
only puppeteered 3 championships too. Like, let's not get that excited. Like,
no, but I'm just saying, like, directly player GM'd that shit. Like, we all know that LeBron was calling all the shots.
right, but that's my point. Is like
he
has this like picture of himself in his head where he's like this grand thing. It's like, bro, you won 3 titles. Like, we're kind of over it, right? Like, at this point, like, let's just move on to the next thing. That's why I have no interest in watching this, because it's just going to be mediocre basketball that eventually flames out in the second, third round of the playoffs.
I mean, this is like the Tiger.
What are we doing? What are we doing here? Saying LeBron, he's arguably top 2 NBA players of all time, Mookie. Like,
but he's not that anymore. He's not. Like, him and Bronny are not going to take a team to the title. I don't think I would take them serious as conference championship contenders. Like, they could get there, they could make a run and get there, but it's just like, dude, it's just going to be mediocre basketball for the whole season, and then he's going to try to turn it on in the playoffs. Like, we've seen this shit. I'm over it.
Not when LeBron beats the salary cap and brings all his buddies to whatever team he goes to.
Well, that's what he would do.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like Mookie says that, but it's just like, but yeah, it's not just gonna be him and Bronny. It's gonna be him and Bronny and them and like whoever he brings along, like for the ride, whoever he can wiggle out of contracts around the rest of the league.
Can we also get the right Rex comment up here? Clark 7 points, 1-3. Like, okay, we're getting there. We're chipping away.
You got ways to go there.
Hey, there's a
but
second.
Also,
Man.
Rex was that's a great line that the Bulls should give LeBron a pair of Jordans from one of their finals wins. a going away gift as a retirement gift. I just think that's like the moment. Like that would be the moment that everybody.
Do you think that like the Cavs would give him like just like a lifetime supply of Sour Patch Kids? Because like sometimes the relationship was sour, sometimes it was sweet.
Wow.
Like LeBron, this is us and candy for him.
I want them to give him a case of Great Lakes after LeBron and Great Lakes had that beef when he was. I also want old dude to write his like farewell speech in whatever ridiculous ass font that he wrote the Comic Sans.
Yeah, we need a Comic Sans goodbye letter.
Gilbert, Comic Sans goodbye. That's great. That absolutely should happen. Mr. Neer is saying LeBron is.
He really is.
He's because.
And there's where I guess
you
is the
mentioned
question.
It, Scott.
Whatever team he cons into signing him.
But that's what I'm saying. Sure like you mentioned it. He has masterminded all the moves ever since he left Cleveland and went to Miami. LeBron has been a player GM, like putting together the teams that he wants, the guys that he wants to play with, bringing in Anthony Edwards, promising him a role in Space Jam 2 if he comes out to LA to play with him. All of this crazy stuff that he's done. So with that much power and that much ability to influence the league, there's no doubt that like some team is going to draft Bronny because there's a handshake agreement with LeBron, and then LeBron is going to stack the roster. Imagine LeBron, Steph, KD, and Bronny on the same team.
God, that team they'd be god awful. Are you kidding?
I'd pay to see it. Like I just
you would pay to see that.
You don't lie.
No. I meant when I say pay, it's like I pay my YouTube TV bill to be able to watch them play. So like I'm paying to see it. So I'd sit down and watch after having paid to see it. Whatever. Just because of the hilarity of it all. Like four of the oldest superstars in the league teaming up with one of them's kids. No, not Bronny. Don't name him. One of them's kids. Like that's how he should be referred to. Like how it looks like. And LeBron is us. Imagine us out there playing right now with our kid. Like that blows my fucking mind. Like I would watch it just for how absurd it would be. And while we're talking about, all the orchestrating LeBron is doing with him showing up in fucking Cleveland and sitting in front row and getting his fucking roses there last night. You mentioned KD. He's doing like the same shit that he did in Golden State. Apparently, There's reports about him sitting there freezing everybody out and not talking to motherfuckers. And it's like, y'all are all of it. Like this whole. I'm sorry, y'all. Like the millennial sports players. Like there's some bitches out there, man. Like. KD has continuously been like, we've seen like all the little bitch things with social media, but like, goddamn, this dude was one of my favorite players at one point. Oh God, he fucking annoys the shit out of me.
Back in my day, players just shut up and dribbled. That's what they did, and then they don't go out tweeting and talking about what they not being happy and shit like that. You just play because you got a contract. God damn it, play because you signed a contract. You agree to the contract. A man's only as good as his word. God damn it.
That's not. At all, how I know, but no. But what I'm saying is, it's not about like it's just the actions, like of off court. It's like it's fine to have the feelings and shit, but it's just the way that, like, oh, I'm gonna not talk to you. Like, what are we in high school? Like, Kevin Durant goes about it like a little high school girl. Like, it's just really weird. And then the same thing with LeBron. It's like, oh, all these look at me moments and strategically organized things, and
It's
like,
so good. He is
God
the
damn it,
master.
dude.
He is the master at capturing attention when the attention should not be on him. We should be talking about like that Nuggets Wolves T-Wolves series that just got knotted up because the Nuggets went and won 2 games on the road after everybody wrote them off. Like, that series was done. I am freezing cold take that one from last week where I was like, this one's over. Like, this is done. And then they come back and win 2 on the road, and it's like, oh shit. They can win the series still. We should be talking about how good Boston looks and how they're waltzing their way to the finals. Like, they're going to roll through the East. But instead, we are talking about LeBron James because he went to the Cleveland-Boston series and sat courtside
with a big-ass bottle of wine
under his seat and a coffee cup with the lid.
Safety first, Joe.
Mookie, where did the wine come from? Because I know personally this is against Ohio law to bring in your own booze. And if
but he did. Like, he probably brought his own wine, like his wine. Doesn't he have a winery?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure he's got his own wine, so I'm guaranteeing you that that's his own shit.
Mookie, how do you feel about LeBron coming courtside with a bottle of wine in Cleveland?
Moving on.
Oh,
what?
He can get fucked. I'm sick of talking about him. He doesn't matter. He's irrelevant. Like, let's talk about actual basketball, like you said. Because candidly, I forgot the Celtics were still in the playoffs because they just keep winning and moving on. It's like, yeah, that's just like Tuesday. So,
well, I find it funny that he did this.
He's got to bring it right back there. A talking head just bringing it right back to LeBron.
2 years. I know, but
you have to respect moving on, Scottie K.
No, fuck all that shit. he doesn't get
us on.
God damn it. Fuck
He
off.
moved us on. I don't like it either. I could spend
fine.
the next hour talking about this, but instead now we have to talk about this weird question that came up where last week, and I don't even know who it was, somebody said on a podcast that if you take 30 players from the NBA, they'd be able to play in the NFL right now, and you can't take 30 NFL players and have them play in the NBA right now. That was a statement that was made by a basketball player, and it caused a whole lot of controversy and people going back and forth about, as soon as an NBA player got hit, they'd fold like a tent, and they can't hack in the NFL. And then the Hoopers are like, well, these guys are way too short. Even the biggest guys in the NFL or the smallest guys in the NBA, they're going to get their shit packed every time they go up. Lou Williams came out today and said, look, there's pussies on both sides. Quote. That was his quote. There are pussies on both sides.
Lou coming to set the record straight, and that is accurate. Like, that is accurate.
That was the best thing that he said. He followed it up with a very horrible take about, listen, anybody can catch a ball. Anybody can run really fast. Anybody can read a defense. But it takes skill to shoot a jump shot. And I was like, I think you have gone too far, sir. Mookie, did you just co-sign that? Did you agree with that?
I didn't sign it the whole way, but like there is a difference in skill. Like shooting a jump shot, it's a different skill set. It's just a different skill set. Like you got to be able to smash your face into someone every 15 seconds in a way that you just would never even deal with the NBA. You don't have to get touched or whatever, but you still have to have that finesse and have that same sort of polish. Everyone's got to be able to shoot in the NFL. Not everyone has to be able to catch.
No, you're right. But I feel like most NBA players need to catch if they're going to be in the NFL. There aren't too many NBA players that are like playing middle linebacker. They're going to be wide receivers if they go to the NFL.
Sure,
yeah,
right.
that's
the only maybe get a couple tight ends. I bet you get some tight ends.
Sure, yeah, you could get a few of those.
Would you get running backs? Like, could the point guard, 2 guard be a running back? Or
no, because they're way too small in most cases. Like, And
That's
if
true,
even
do
if they
both.
and even if they aren't, they're not built enough. Like they're built for
I
passing.
would say, hang on, let's backtrack this a little bit. I think Zion could be a running back in the NFL. I think Zion.
True.
could play
Well, but-
could
well,
play
but how
running
But you
back.
tall
said
is Zion?
guard.
He's
That's not a
tall,
guard.
man.
He's a
No, running
forward.
back. Oh,
No,
guard.
I know, but he said guard. He said could the guards, and that's why I was
I
like, I was just
yeah,
specifically
yeah.
saying guard. I'm not
Well,
saying
yeah,
there's
I guess
no
I expected the
NBA
guards
players
to be.
that could carry the ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no guards. I don't think.
Is Zion, do you think he's actually fast enough in the open field, though?
Yeah,
As a running
I
back?
think so. I think so. Actually,
That
Nate,
motherfucker's too out of shape.
Nate Productions here saying Zion can save the fullback position, and that is accurate as hell. Zion, dude, I want to see Zion suit up, and I want Zion with the old school neck roll that fullbacks
God.
used to wear all the time. And then I
You
want
know
to
he
shoot
would,
blow out as
too.
soon as he hits the hole. Like I just want a shoe to explode. But yeah, Lou Williams saying there's pussies on both sides. Very very well.
I mean, he's not wrong, right?
Oh, he's 100% right. Like, again, there's no doubt. There's pussies on both sides. You see it all the time. There's fake tough guys on both sides. Yeah.
All right, hang on. Now we got to go through some comments here because people are flying through. Sarah said she wants to watch Ocho Cinco play hockey.
Oh, God, that guy's
Chase
gonna be
said
such an
Ocho Cinco
embarrassment.
wanted to play hockey.
Of course he did.
Dear God.
Gabe said Big Baby Davis. Oh, wait, he's going to jail.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that this week. Like, oh man. How long? What did they sentence him? How long did he get?
It's a couple years. He said he's going to come out
Shit.
looking like The Rock.
Yeah,
I
because he
mean-
said they can't eat, and
Yeah,
like,
the only thing to keep him away from cheeseburgers is getting locked up.
dude, that was another one of those things that I was scrolling through Facebook, and I was like, oh, this can't be a real quote. Like it was on one of those things. I was like, this looks like some AI generated fake bullshit. Funny quote, but like that can't be real. And I saw it again. I'm like, this dude really said that? That's kind of amazing. The only thing that can keep him away from cheeseburgers is prison. Well, I guess it's good if you know yourself. Like I can't keep away from my vices unless prison does it for me. Which, by the way, I didn't even know. Like I saw that he was sentenced and that he got the time, but I was like, wait, what did he do? Because I didn't know. Oh wait, it was
dude.
like the
Oh.
defrauded the medical. That's right.
Yeah.
It was something that happened from View. I did see that pop up, and I remembered. Oh yeah, that's right. He was amongst wasn't there like 3 or 4 guys that got
I think
busted for that
it
shit?
was more than that. There were several. I want to say there was like a dozen or so that
Okay.
that were defrauding the healthcare system.
Yeah, through the NBA. Yeah, idiots. I mean,
Hey, I mean, listen, if you're going to defraud anybody, a healthcare system is the way to.
that's
Well, no. Hold on.
absolutely true.
It's not the healthcare system as much as the OWGs of the NBA, right? Like that's whose money they were taking. I don't really feel that.
Sure, but I was Mookie. What I was trying to do there was give you an alley oop to the stuff that you wanted to talk about.
Oh
before
shit,
the
that's
show.
right.
That was
Yeah,
what
well,
that was me being kind of a professional at this to be like, oh, here's the on ramp to
Wow.
Mookie's subject that he wants to talk about.
I mean,
And you just missed it. You're just fucking driving along, playing with the radio. Not
look, a
not
real
paying
professional wouldn't blame his tools for his poor craftsmanship. That's all I'm gonna say.
I just want it known that like I was criticized on another podcast by you for not running a professional operation, and here I am giving you a very professional segue to take the wheel and run with it. And there's our boy Mookie. Why'd you throw me the ball? What? Why'd you throw it to me?
Oh damn it! We don't have one of those, so I'll do this instead. No dice. Okay. No, Rex called out. Didn't we have a missed post up drop, or did I hide that one too?
You probably dropped it somewhere. I don't know.
That's
man.
disappointing. Scott, so how do I still get out of not paying?
Hell of a transition, Mookie. Hell of a transition.
hard cut.
Just a hard
cut new scene.
Scott. You haven't spoken in a little while, Scott. So anyway, about your thievery.
Nice to be here on this really professional podcast. Scott, what do you think?
I mean, is that how McAfee does it? Like, works for him, so why not us?
Jay said the one time Mookie doesn't call for the pass and fuck it up, he fucked it up by not calling for it. Sarah saying you fumbled it.
Yeah,
anyway.
well, you know.
Go ahead, Mookie. Ask Scott your question. Scott, pay attention. Apparently.
Oh, right, Scott.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Cool. What's
so,
up?
How do I still not pay the hospital if we're gonna have a doula work with us? Because isn't that like someone in there with you? Like, couldn't she tell on us? Is that a concern?
Who?
A doula.
Who the fuck? Who the hell is a doula? Is that like some type of god? Like, what the hell is a doula?
Is medulla oblongata.
Right. Yeah. What the hell is a doula?
It is a woman there for delivery to advocate for her wishes and needs in the planned delivery of the baby.
Mookie, do
As I've
you
been led
think
to
they come
understand.
up to you like the baby pops out and they're like, here's your baby and your bill, motherfucker? Like, is that what you think? Like, that can't be any
I
later,
mean,
bro.
I'm kind of picturing at some point we're gonna have to make a hasty exit, right? Before they come up with the credit card reader or something. Yeah.
No. I mean, I haven't had a baby in 7 years now, so maybe my info's outdated. But no, it's just like anything else. You leave, they don't put the shackles on you, and then about a month later, all of a sudden the bill shows up, and it's a hard, cold smack of reality. You're like, holy shit! Like, I've already been paying for this expensive little fucker for everything else over the past few months, and I also have to pay for like the act of him coming into the world, huh? And then it's just like any other bill. Like, I mean, you just keep throwing it away until they stop showing up. I mean, I can't stress like enough. Like they'll send some threatening letters with some bold wordage and oh, you better pay this past due. Like they'll try to scare your ass into thinking, hey, we're gonna send it to a collection agency. Okay, then do it, motherfucker, and I'll get a credit alert if it happens. And until then, I'm not concerned. And then one day they'll just stop. Like honestly, there was less resistance from them than from like any other thing. Like they gave up pretty quickly. Like I expected to get those bills for a lot longer than I did, and then it was just like, wow, you guys already stopped. Like I guess you didn't really want it that bad.
I just want to go back to Mookie thinks they show up with like a credit card reader and then like turn the thing around with like asking for
Do you guys accept Apple Pay?
They show up with like a Clover tablet or whatever, and then you gotta like pick the sign, and do we print receipt? Do we like email it?
Hey,
Probably
babe,
both with that one.
babe, how much do I tip for the baby? Like, who's getting the fucking tip? What's customary here for the baby? Like, I don't know.
Do we
Should
fill
we
out
do
something on this
cash so
memo
the
line?
nurse doesn't have to put it on her taxes? Is that should we do that? Chase wants to know what's it called when you dine and dash your kid being born? Is it labor and see you later? That's a pretty good
Well,
one.
but see, I think that's what I would. That's the part that I think slid under the radar here. Scott goes, "It's just like any other bill. You just don't pay it." And I'm like, "This is such insight into Scott's
Oh,
world."
no,
He's
I
like,
mean,
"They
that
stop
was
sending these
to be
things
fair,
faster." Like
that
I tell you,
was that was a little bit like I was exaggerating a little bit because I actually pay all my bills. Like I have pride in paying my bills. It's just that the medical bills,
what
Like,
are they
look,
gonna do? Take
they're
your kid back?
defrauding the Medicare system. I mean, maybe so am I. Like maybe I should be going to jail for just not paying for my shit. But also, this country has fucked up healthcare so bad that I feel like it's just one me. So like, what are they? They're like, fuck it. This guy didn't pay for his kid, but for every one asshole who doesn't pay for his kids, there's all these other idiots who are fearful and they'll just pay. So fuck it.
And
whatever.
that's why it costs $90,000 to have a kid, because out of 10 people that have a kid, 8 of them have Scott's mentality. So the 2 who do pay are paying for all 10 of those kids that were born.
Well, they should pay for while they're there. They should pay for surgery to have their conscience removed.
And then Scott just admit to Medicare fraud.
Maybe.
Remember, Mike, when you were so scared about me saying shit about our taxes over here?
Welcome to Craft Brewed Fraud, everybody, where we teach you how to get away with screwing over government systems.
Because it's just
and
one
Rex, yes,
you.
you're right. I am a Fed because I know Gatorade flavors rather than the color. Just the white one. Just the.
Oh man.
All right, let's switch gears here, fellas. Let's talk a little football. Fellas, we got ourselves a Motherfucker of the Week nominee. There is a retired college football coach who was on Lou Holtz's podcast this week. And he had some things to say.
Sorry, Mike. Chase shot me and I had to throw it out there because he said it's like 2 minutes and a maybe, but it's two crooks in a bed. He's not right.
I am not a cop. I'm not a cop. All right. So
Mike, before you go any further, when you originally sent the show rundown and you put in parentheses around this story, I'm not going to tell you which coach it is. I'm like, oh, he wants it to be a surprise, but who could I think of? And I'm like, okay, you know. And seeing the preview in the picture here, I just want to say it's the least shocking thing that I think I've seen.
Nailed it. You nailed who it was.
No, I didn't nail it, and I'm mad at myself because I didn't. I'm like, oh, one of the shittiest motherfuckers over the last few years. Why didn't that one come to mind first? But continue on.
All right, wait,
so-
Scott. So I got it wrong too. Who did you think it was?
Well, I mean, my mind, of course, immediately went to Saban because I'm like, well,
I was
it's,
going Brian
you know,
Kelly.
well, and then that
Brian
was my
Kelly.
other one.
Brian
He's not a
Kelly.
former coach, so that eliminated.
Yeah, that
him.
rules out Brian Kelly because he's
Oh,
not
I
a
skipped
former.
over that word.
Yeah, so Urban Meyer doesn't like NIL and thinks it's cheating. Urban Meyer had this to say on the Lou Holtz podcast. He said there's these things called collectives where they go out and get money from donors and they get this big, giant, massive money and they pay players. And that's not what the intent is. That name and likeness that's America. America is built on name and likeness. If you have Lou Holtz or Urban Meyer or Marvin Harrison Jr., CJ Stroud, they want to go use their name and help sell cars, help a business. That's great. But to have a 17-year-old demand money for a visit, to pay these players a lot of money to go visit a charity for 20 minutes and they write a check for $50,000, that's cheating. That's not what this is all about. So I'm very disappointed in where it went. Now, I want to know, does that mean Urban is saying that in his time at Florida or at Ohio State, he never took cash for an appearance? Because if so, fucking bullshit. There is no way. The fact that this man calls it cheating for these kids to get paid to go for an appearance, it solidifies everything that I've thought about these coaches who bail on college football because of name, image, and likeness. Because they are like, we can't, now that it's out in the open, now that everybody can do it, it's cheating. It's not fair. Because when only I could do it, then it was okay. I'm beyond myself with this. I can't believe that Urban Meyer had the goddamn audacity to desecrate Lou Holtz's podcast with this filth. Okay, it's disgusting.
Okay, so hold on a second. I gotta know who's what was Lou's reaction to this? Like, where does Lou stand on this? Because that's
where Lou stands on this one.
No,
You know exactly.
I know where he stands on, but that's the thing. I mean, at least some of them are just finally coming out and telling on themselves. After all these years of pretending and bullshitting their way through all this, everything was cool in the gang when they're making their millions and doing their backdoor deals and getting all the players wherever they went. Everything was fine then. Oh, it's equal footing. Everybody can do that. I'm not getting paid. My job's on the line more often. Nah, fuck this. This shit's cheating, y'all. Like we got to go back to the old way. This isn't football. This isn't in the spirit of what college football was. This is what the rules intended. Like, fuck all of these coaches. Fuck all of these coaches. All of these NCAA people. Like, all of it.
Get him, Scott. There you go. I'm mostly impressed that Lou had a podcast. Like that seems very high tech and modern of him, but good on the old guy. Maybe
Do
that's the
you
only
see his nostrils like on the webcam the entire time? Because he's like, "Why is this right? are you there? Can you hear me, Coach?
I
Can
also
you hear me,
want to
Coach?"
know, like, does he need special equipment to handle all of the spit that comes out as he does a full on podcast?
He's got all the spit guards. Like,
I
he's
don't know.
better.
Coach, what do you think?
I hope Mark May was his first guess.
The thing about name, image, and likeness is that I just realized that all the stuff that they busted SMU for back in '86, it's all legal now. That's crazy to me that they punished this university, and now here they are just paying players all willy-nilly like this. I just can't believe it. However, what I do think they should do is they shouldn't pay for players. They should pray for players. That's what they need to do. Hit your knees, ask the good Lord Almighty for a starting right guard, and then he'll deliver it to you, okay? That's the way that Lou did it. That's how Lou won our national championship in '88. Lou prayed real hard for a starting offensive tackle, and the good Lord delivered.
And then I want you to say, now speaking of chicken, Coach, let's talk about you finger banging some woman at the bar, not your wife. Now say that in Lou Holtz.
Coach, that's a great point about NIL, but let me just segue here for a second. I want to ask you, when you were in that Applebee's and you were 3 knuckles deep into that young lady, what was going through your mind exactly?
And this is what
I don't know what's funnier. I don't know what's funnier. The fact that you took what I said and put it through the Lou Holtz translator, or that you got that all out without breaking. Well done. Well,
it's impressive.
Done.
I mean, Matt was saying in the comments, I can't believe y'all get Lou Holtz on the show this often. Look, with content opportunities like this, like you can't help but let the coach just cook. Like let him do his thing. And guys, I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. I gotta be honest. Like I haven't had a core workout like this in a minute. I've not been trying to shit myself. I've not been working hard enough. I'll come clean. And as Chase said, I should learn too, because Chase said it took everything he had to not spit his drink across the goddamn room. I thought to myself, just as you launched into that, I need to know better to not take a sip while Mike is in Lou mode, because that's coming out the nostrils, no question. Well done, friend.
Mike is getting ready to return to the stage. It would be great to do a whole 5-minute set as Lou Holtz, just a 5-minute mic set as Lou Holtz. Rex saying, for those who can't see, Scott died laughing and fell off screen.
I really did, dude. I wasn't ready.
This show now features another line that needs to go in the next open. 3 knuckles deep.
That, like I said, you put what I said through the Lou Holtz translator. It was better than what I said.
Do you think we could make him go back to back? We have 3 knuckles deep, and then Scott following up with, I don't care who it is, I don't pay. Nicely off each other.
That's just good. That's good producing right there, Mookie. Scott said, what's good, bros? Having class on Tuesday nights blows. Only 5
Hey,
more.
man, at least you're out.
Yeah, 5 more. Woo! Countdown's on, baby. I know how that goes.
Matt saying a crowd work set as Lou Holtz would be incredible.
Man.
That would be great to just have Lou Holtz going up with the beer in hand. Like, hey, excuse me, what do you do for a living? Oh, you're a nurse? What's that? That must be fascinating work. Worked for Frank Caliendo with Madden. Why not Mike with Lou Holtz? All right, we'll put a bow on this story. Urban Meyer for saying that NIL is cheating. The cheatingest motherfucker that ever lived in college football coaching history is saying that it's cheating for NIL. So Urban Meyer, congratulations, you have earned this.
Motherfucker. What? You motherfucker, you.
So let's transition from Urban to Nick.
Wait, real quick though, what is it if you have actual murderers on your team? Like if it's cheating for that, like having
that's not cheating.
That's
That's
not
just
cheating.
good old crime, Scott. That's different.
Yeah, that's just good old fashioned football.
felonies. Yeah, no big deal.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I know where the line is.
Yeah.
Got it.
Killing people look the other way.
Well, within the rules.
Paying kids that you don't even have to pay. It's not even your money, but somebody paying kids something. Cheating.
Not okay.
Cheating
That's where the line is. That's where the line is, and
See-
it's very clear. It's evident, even.
See,
like,
these coaches need to be more like Scott Kaiser. Like if it ain't my money, I ain't fucking worried about it. Like, they want to pay him. Who gives a shit?
But that's where you're wrong, Scott. Because in their minds, it is their money. Because if the donors are giving the money,
They ain't giving it to them.
Yeah, that's
not
right. That's
giving
right
it
there,
to
the
the coaches.
secret.
So
Mhm.
it's their money they're losing out on. That was Urban's charity that he was supposed to show up at and get $50,000. Instead, it's going to this damn running back. Are you kidding me? This is bullshit. This is cheap.
Taking food out his family's mouth, man. Like, not okay. Not okay. Come on. You should know better, Scott.
Nick Saban, you brought up Nick Saban, Scott. Nick Saban revealed why he retired. Everybody thought it was because of NIL. Everybody thought it was because of the transfer portal. But Nick Saban revealed this week that the real reason why he retired was because he kept getting the same question over and over again. Whether he was hiring assistant coaches, recruiting players, whatever the case may be, everybody had the same question. How much longer are you going to be here? And after he heard that enough, Nick finally was like, all right, fuck it, I'm done. Like, it makes me wonder how many players Nick Saban missed out on because he couldn't answer that question. He's like, I'm 72. I can't tell him I'm going to be here for 4 more years. So I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. So coaches were hesitant to come there. Recruits were hesitant to come there, even though they still made the playoffs last year. But that was the tipping point, according to Nick Saban. Scott, bullshit or not on this claim that was the real reason why Nick Saban retired?
Bullshit. And a bullshitter would know. Nice try, Nick. Nice try. I mean, I'll give him this. It was a little bit more nuanced than your classic, just like real passive, generic canned response. Like, he took a couple of minutes to think of it. It's like, well, what sounds believable? That I just keep getting asked the same question. But everybody knows you're a stubborn old fucking man. Like, you were never going to let those people drive you out. You saw the writing on the wall. You felt the crunch of not being able to have that pure dominance with having the best players with no questions asked. And you said, fuck this shit. I'm out. Like, you were like, oh, like a legacy might start to get tarnished. I'm taking the quickest thing smoking. Like, I'm not even kind of mad at him if you think about it. Like, it's kind of what you should do. Like, these coaches, these players, a lot of them hang around too long and end up fucking, making themselves look a little bit foolish at the end of their careers. Better to just take your chips and just fucking fold. Like, all right, gentlemen, table's yours. I'm out. Like, and if you're Nick Saban, you've got like all the fucking chips. So it's like, well, time to cash out. Fuck it. You see, like I said, you see the writing on the wall. Screw it.
Mookie, bullshit or not?
I mean, he had me hook, line, and sinker. I was like, damn, that's a really good point. Like, I could see how that would send a signal. And you're like, yeah, maybe it is time to just call it and get out of here. But yeah, you're right. It's probably more about control. And he was losing that. And he's like, I ain't playing this game. So damn. Well, but thanks. You know what, Scott? I think the kids, they call it woke. So thanks for woking me on that and understanding that.
Thanks for woking me.
That
sounds so dirty. I didn't woke you. What?
I didn't say so.
I never woke another man.
Get it right, dude. Get your head out the gutter.
I didn't think you said soaked either, but I don't know what woke is. That's not a thing.
Although Gabe also pointing out it's bullshit because they did have a number 1 recruiting class. So yeah, sure. Maybe he missed out on players, but clearly he didn't need them. I don't know. I think there's at least a little truth to it, though, that at a certain point you got to say, I'm sick of answering this. I'm here to win. I can't tell you how long. And
I mean, I'm sure it was part of it. It just wasn't like the reason. Like, for it to be the tipping point is the bullshit part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on.
I feel like he did get the question. Like, people probably did ask him.
And he probably got sick of it.
Cared. No, I don't think he cared. I think he probably was like, I'll retire when I'm ready to retire, but I'm here to win now. And the kids were like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Like he just sets the rings down on the table.
Fair.
And he's like, doesn't matter how long I'm going to be here. I've got a chance to win one of these every time we step on the field. That I feel like that was more of it. And he was just like, oh, I can use this as an excuse so that I don't look like a douchebag for complaining about NIL. Like that's where it was just him like, I'll take this off ramp. Thanks for giving it to me. But everybody in the comments is calling bullshit. Matt Barr said bullshit or not, it's a great spin job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he definitely took some time to like sell it to himself, and it was like that's a nuanced, thought out response in a world full of bullshit where you usually just get the canned generic version, like, oh, I need to spend more time with my wife and kids. Urban, I need to go watch him play volleyball. You know, some bullshit like that. It's just,
how'd that work out?
I've got a heart condition. Oh, wait.
Right, yeah, you know, I appreciate that he's just like, you know what, this is happening a lot more than I'd like. Because I agree, like I said, he was definitely going to coach for as long, and nobody was going to bully him into like with that question. But he took something that probably did bother him like 1%, and it's like, you know what, this is kind of a pain in my ass. I'm just gonna tell them that's why. Fuck it. It's a reason that they haven't heard before. Fuck it. It'll sell enough people.
Said you can't bullshit a bullshitter. I've been bullshitting longer than Alabama.
Exactly.
Relevant. Mookie Rex also hitting you with an update.
Yeah, I feel like we might be screwed here.
You're in trouble.
This is unfortunate.
Needs a big fourth quarter.
Big
Tyson
fourth quarter.
saying that maybe Saban was mad because I just saw his picture. Maybe Saban was mad because Michigan was better at cheating than he was. That version of Tyson in that picture, he definitely shits himself while he's working out.
Oh, hands down.
There's
See,
no doubt about
that's what
it.
it's all about. Like, that's how you get swole like that. You put in the work.
We're starting to see, fellas, games and schedules leak slowly. There's been a few matchups in the NFL revealed here and there. We got the Bengals and the Chiefs in week 2. Robert Taylor made the joke that they had to put it earlier so that they knew Burrow was going to be healthy enough to play.
That's actually
I'm
solid.
Yep, right about that. So we're getting like little games here and there. Tom Brady will be making his debut in week 1.
I'm sorry.
Did you see the matchup that he's calling for his first game?
I did not, because I saw that the Niners are playing the Jets on one of those faux Monday afternoon, evening football games. And because at first I was like, motherfuck, Monday Night Football on week 1? I don't even get to see him play week 1? That's some bullshit. And then I saw 5:20 start, and I was like, oh, okay. That's not too bad, I guess. Where Brady is cutting his announcing chops is opening weekend Cowboys versus the Browns. That's just a whole lot of things that I don't want any part of. I don't want to see or hear or be anywhere near that broadcast whatsoever.
Man, I know you're out there listening, Caesar, and I'm sorry. Like, that sucks, man, to have him on your home opener, right? Because you said Cowboys in Cleveland, or
I don't know if it's in Cleveland or Dallas.
Either way, they're gonna play that shit with the Cowboys. It's gonna be so bad. Like, it's gonna be terrible, right? Like, because he's not doing any preseason, right?
I don't know. I doubt it. I think it's his first game.
It's gonna be bad. It's going to be real bad.
I don't know. He did all right on the roast. I don't think it'll be terrible.
I don't think it's going to be terrible, but I don't think it's going to be good either.
I agree. I don't think he will be no Greg Olsen. I'll say that.
He sure as fuck won't be.
Will he even be a Tony Romo though? Like
Tony Romo now or Tony Romo before? Tony Romo now, he could be Tony Romo now. Tony Romo when Tony Romo was good. No, he's not gonna hit Tony Romo status.
I just think I'm surprised you think he can be any part of Tony Romo, because I don't think it's even gonna be that. I think it's gonna get tongue tied left, right, and center.
Tony Romo now sucks, dude. It's not good.
I mean, he's still better than Doug Flutie ever was.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on, of course.
I guess, yeah.
Great transition there with Doug Flutie calling Notre Dame games. Gabe pointing out College Game Day, Week 1, Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Sucks that Notre Dame still isn't relevant. Did you guys see? So, as part of this NFL schedule and like what's been leaking out, one of the things that we've been wondering was going to happen now that the playoffs are expanding to 12 teams and we got earlier playoff games. The NFL always takes those Saturdays in December because there's no college football going on. So they take that slot. So the question was, is the NFL going to relinquish that with the playoffs, or what were they going to do? Turns out the NFL is saying, you know what? We stole Christmas from the NBA. We're going to fucking take Saturdays from college football too. And they are going up directly against round 1 of the college football playoffs, December 21st. Now, everybody was like, yeah, it's probably going to happen, but it won't really matter because they'll put it on NFL Network. Like they'll do an NFL Network game, and then most people are going to watch the college football playoffs. Wrong. NBC and Fox will be airing NFL games directly in opposition to the 3 playoff games that are going on December 21st. Mookie, that face is the correct face to make.
Yeah, because
it is unreal.
I honestly, though, I think what's going to end up happening is they're both just going to make a shit ton of money, and we're going to realize how much money football brings in still compared to every other sport. Because what they're going to do, they absolutely can. Are you kidding me? Trust me, people will put up numbers. They'll find ways to get it done.
Does picture count as 2 views, or is that just 1 view?
I'm thinking it's more like when you go to the bar and they have multiple games on. Each game that's on still gets credit for being in front of X number of eyes.
All right. We need to look this up. You need to Google if picture in
All
picture.
right, we'll Google this. Also, just for the record, Senior agrees with me, so there's
Scott, what do you make of the NFL bullying college football and taking their first ever, like the first Saturday with expanded playoffs, and the NFL is like, nah, we own December Saturday football. Y'all can get fucked. We're taking this over. And you know what? We're going to put it on 2 different networks. How about that? That's what we're going to. Oh, you want it behind a paywall? You want it on an NFL network? No. 2 over-the-air networks. That's where our games are going. Get wrecked, NCAA. That's basically what they said.
I mean, you know me. As long as we've known each other, that's been one of the principal divisions between us, was the pro versus college thing. So I love, even as much as I, dislike the NFL in its current state and the way things have gone over the last few years, I still love that they're just swinging their nuts and being like, fuck you. Because it was funny when they took the NBA thing, because you're just like, well, totally different sport. So you figure, yeah, of course, no problem. This, they've kind of had that like gentlemanly agreement with college football, and I'm sure there's been kind of some conversations too, like behind the closed doors, like an understanding that they would just kind of like not do this to one another. And for them to just come out and be like, oh, your first ever, and fuck right off. Like, I wonder if the NFL felt in any way like, oh, if like told them like, hey, if you expand and you move into our territory, we will not be backing down. In fact, we're gonna fucking double down on that shit. Like, I wonder if those conversations were had and college was like, well, look, we got to do what we got to do for the health of our sport, and salvos were just fired. Like, I don't care what the reasoning or how the decision was made, but I fucking love that they're just like, nah, we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want. We dare you to schedule during us.
I do not think those conversations even were had, because I feel like if the NCAA went to the NFL and was like, excuse me, sir, we're thinking about expanding, and Mr. Goodell, if we could potentially rework the agreement that we have in place, if it's not too much trouble for you. And Roger went, get the fuck out of my office. And they were like, yes, sir, right away, sir. Sorry.
No, it wasn't even that. He was just like, what agreement? That's it. Just stares him down, and then they walk out. Like, he'd be like, I don't remember. There is no agreement. Like, the NFL clearly has shown they're going to do what they're going to. You know what it is? I can't wait until the NFL books over like a State of the Union address. That'll be fucking awesome.
Hell yeah,
you know that shit's coming.
The Super Bowl competing with that shit.
Right?
Like, yeah, we're taking back all of February, bitch.
You know what? You don't even need the Super Bowl. They'll just put on like Jags
Exhibition.
versus Titans on a Thursday night against the State of the Union. They'd outdraw it by 10 times the number. Like they would do.
Well, I mean, I went with Super Bowl because the State of the Union happens in February, and it usually happens during the week. But your idea is good too.
No, you know what?
Don't change the schedule to have a regular season game in February.
Mike,
the State of the Union and put their nuts in the president's face.
You're missing the obvious answer. Would even be that they just bring back the Pro Bowl.
We'd watch
the Pro Bowl over the State of the Union. Yeah.
No. Sarah wants to know, what would you choose, NFL, NCAA, or something else? So if you have 3 events going on at the same time on 3 different channels, an NCAA game, an NFL game, or something else, what are you watching? Mookie, you look like you have to poop.
Because I know I'm going to get murdered for this, but I'm going to go with it because the time that those things all overlap would be when FC is in the playoffs. And I've got to be honest, I'd probably take an FC playoff game over a Notre Dame regular season game. Actually, I have. So, there's your evidence. MLS playoffs over those two.
Yikes. Scott, what would you take? I think it's NFL, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're just talking especially exclusively sports, because, I mean, the something else, that's a large window. And I mean, that time of year, there's
baseball?
a lot of
reruns of Scrubs. That's
I don't know though. See, that's the thing. Okay, wait.
3 choices. Hang on.
Hold on. Because see, here's the thing. It all changes. Are the Niners playing? If the Niners aren't fucking playing,
that's what I was gonna set up for you. So the college game is 2 teams that feature players who you want the Niners to draft. The NFL game is the Cowboys versus, I don't know, Pittsburgh, 2 teams you don't care about or actively dislike. The third option is the episode of Scrubs with Colin Hay where he keeps playing the guitar.
Oh, dude, yes.
I can't get to sleep like that.
Great reference. I know exactly what you're talking about.
3 choices. Which one are you going with?
Do we now have 3 drops for tonight? 3 intro drops?
It's just it's such a specific fucking wow.
It's a great episode though. That's one of their top 5.
It is a great episode.
Easy.
But I mean, seriously, if the Niners aren't playing, you said 2 players that the Niners, I want them to draft. But again, it's team dependent. I rarely watch college football games
the 2 college football teams that you care the most about.
I was going to say, what if it's Alabama, Oklahoma again?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know
Alabama,
what 2
Texas.
college. You don't talk college.
I don't. I was just going to say, I was I like watching. I'm all about matchups. So it's
what about
it depends
Deion
on what the
versus
matchup is. Oh man, yeah, Deion versus somebody. If Deion could ever get to that fucking level, that'd be nice. I'd be rooting for Deion. Let's just make it clear. I don't care who's on the other side. I'd be rooting for Deion. So in that case, I'm watching the college football game. You're absolutely right. If Deion makes it to the championship and is coaching in the championship for somebody, I'm watching it. I feel that's my duty is that's my black my black duty that I've got to Nice try though, Mike. Now runner up though is episodes of Scrubs. All of them, any of them. Pick one.
What
you can pick the worst Scrubs episode, and I'm watching it over the Cowboys and the fuck nuts. Yeah. Easy call.
I love that episode with Colin Hay.
It's such a great
good.
one.
Mookie, I'm sorry.
I like it when they pull him out of the morgue.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's singing there's all blue and dead.
I just like when he gets really loud at that part of the song because they're hiding in the closet. JD's hiding from Dr. Cox and he's like, shh,
Yep.
shh. And he's just like, I can't
it's muffled
really loud.
I can't wait until you go up to bed and Alex is like, why were you yell singing down there? What happened tonight?
Oh my god.
Oh man. Fantastic. All right, guys. I've got a quick golf story here that I want to talk about. I got beef with one of the current
Yes, Gabe's right. And I think we made the Scrubs reference, and Bahama Mamas is from Scrubs. That's what it's when Kelso gets fucked up off Bahama Mamas for the wedding episode. Yeah, there it is.
All right, Gabe, this is for
The
you.
universal. Oh, yes.
Way to close the loop.
Full circle.
That is amazing.
Let's talk golf real quick.
Playing a game of whack fuck here. Whack.
Scottie Scheffler welcomed in his first child this week, right before the PGA Championship. He announced that his wife had their baby. I don't know if you guys remember this, but back when the Masters was going on, the big story was if Scottie's wife goes into labor, he will withdraw from the tournament and be by her side to deliver that baby. He is willing to, even if he has the lead, he's pulling out of the tournament and he's going to be with his wife. Guys, I thought she was like ready to pop. I thought the eject button had been pressed. I didn't realize she was still a month away from her due date. It is literally a month to the day of the final round of the Masters. This was all bullshit. He never had a threat of his kid. I guess maybe like there's the possibility that she goes into labor earlier, but this is your first kid. You normally go long before you have that first kid. I am furious. I feel Manti-Teo'd over this whole story. This was a hoax perpetuated to lift Scottie Scheffler up and make fans more excited about him and him potentially winning the Masters. This is all bullshit. I'm furious. I'm going to live golf after this. Scott, am I overreacting to this?
We already been over and live golf, baby. Welcome to the club. The water's nice. That's my stance on it. Like, I don't know, man. Are you overreacting? No, because I thought the same thing as you were talking through the story. I'm like, wait a minute. So this motherfucker, she had the baby a month later? There was never actually a real threat of it. Like, who concocted that story? It's like, yeah, we're just going to talk about it. That's just like, and who's going to call it out on this? Because, like, as you said, it's like, well, yeah, sure. I mean, I guess it's within the frame of possibility, but just in general, like, it doesn't happen. It's like, we're at 9 months. Like, there's a reason everybody says 9 months, because that's like the average time, and that's usually where it goes. So for them to try to sell job us on, oh, he's so noble that he might quit the fucking Masters, that's how big of a deal this child is, like, bullshit. Who was it? Was it No Chill Gill that was calling folks out for not wanting to play the championship games because the kid's birth? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Fuck you, Scottie Scheffler. You should have fucking wanted that green jacket more, you bitch.
I mean, am I the only one?
He won it.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, if that kid would have been fucking, like, born, or there would have been any threat, I also want to call bullshit. It's easy to say after the fact, like, too, like, well, yeah, I might leave this weekend, knowing in the back of your mind, like, that shit ain't gonna fucking happen. But what an amazing story! I was willing to leave this tournament even when I was in the lead.
You know what sucks? And Mookie, tell me if I'm a chump for this. I told my wife, I was like, oh my God, his wife is pregnant. And like he said, he would leave the tournament. I really want him to win. Like that's
of course you fell for the
that's really what it is. That's why you're hurting right here. Like, you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
But I am chuckling though, because as Sarah pointed out, hey, you can have babies at any time. Yes, that is a fact. That is
absolutely
true.
Absolutely, but the point
still,
being, like,
yeah, for the way they played it up, like, come on now, like the other part of it being like he was leading at the time, and like there's such a great storyline when you have a not repeat but a multiple Masters champion, right? When someone gets multiple titles, like there's a storyline there. So why force the pregnancy into the picture when clearly he's not going to go anywhere? God forbid anything happened and she goes super early, but like still, I gotta give it to Tyson because he goes somehow Alex now has less respect for you, Mike. So
can't get much lower.
Well, it's true. When you're at 0, there's not much farther down there.
I can't get to sleep. Sorry.
When in doubt,
Gabe chiming in here saying Rory with the prenup though, fire. So does Rory have a prenup that says that if the wife is in labor, he will not leave a tournament or something? Like that seems kind of petty.
What happened is Rory filed for divorce like this week, like leading into the PGA Championship. He was like, "By the way, we're done. Like this is over.
Now's the time to file the papers."
7 years, and he was like, right before the PGA Championship, that's when this needs to end. I need to have a clear head going into this. I'm going to be spending the weekend in Louisville.
Let's go, Brett.
It's going to be crazy.
we got a Caitlin Clark update.
So is that 13 points, 2 threes? Like she can do it, man.
Oh my God, she's gonna finish with 19 points and 2 threes. That's gonna be amazing.
19 points, 3 threes. So she hits that leg, and then we just end up 1 point short. And watch, she'll like miss an and one at the end too.
It's gonna be.
But you know what? It's okay if we win the Terriers group. We're still up. We're still positive. We're actually still up. We double our money for today, so worth it.
Scott, I just realized we transitioned out of football and I didn't get to do your hold this L story. I apologize. Let's go back to football real quick. This is a new segment we're debuting. We kind of tested it out. It's happened a few times, but it's time. Somebody's got to hold this L.
Hold this L real quick. Hold it. Just hold it for me.
Guys, he's
Scott. Who is holding the L this week?
Our boy John Gruden, Mr. You can't fire me.
Hey, man.
You can't fire me. That's discrimination. It's racism. It's something ism. You're not allowed to fire me. Court sided with the fucking NFL and saying, hey, you're shit at your job. You can get fired. Also, if you use racial slurs and they fire you because of it, you can also stay fucking fired, you bitch.
Hey, man.
Hold this L.
Hey, man, I didn't know these were racial slurs, man.
Goddamn spider 2Y banana.
Gruden, hold the L.
Hold this L real quick. Hold it. Just hold it for me.
I got to get better audio for that. I don't like the audio. I like the graphic.
I was going to say the graphic's good. Yeah, the picture didn't match it.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, but yeah, you're right.
It's in progress.
Okay. Oh, good.
I'm sorry. Rex was asking for this baseball talk. Let's talk baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
I'll talk. It was a double off the wall. It wasn't a home run.
We just need 5 more points now. She hit another 3.
It's gonna come up just short. It's gonna come up just short.
How much time left?
I don't know. I just was looking at the box score. They're down 16 though, so she's gonna shoot.
She's got a chuck. She's got a chuck.
They got a little over 5 minutes left. Like, let's go.
Oh,
Kate,
5 minutes. You only need 5 points. That's doable.
You're fucked.
That's doable. You're gonna lose.
Vegas pegged this one, baby.
Oh boy.
All right, let's talk these City Connect uniforms because Cleveland unveiled their City Connect uniforms this week. All I can say is woof. I don't like these at all. I like the color scheme that they went with. They went with the blue uniform, white pants, and they've got the red, white, and blue stripes along the shoulders and the sleeves, and those same stripes carry down the side of the pants. The hat is pretty slick with the blue back, white front, and then red C, the old school C. But what kills me about this is across the front, it just says CLE in a font that's supposed to pay homage to like that Guardian statue that they're named after. But I don't like them at all. I'm not a fan of these uniforms whatsoever.
I don't know how to describe this other than I feel like it's kind of racist. Is that weird?
Yeah, that's weird because it's not racist.
Okay, well.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say explain how you got to your conclusion.
I just get like really, really old school, pre-integration vibes from the uniform.
Okay, I hope you didn't hurt anything. You need to go stretch. Anyway, these you kind of nail it with these Burlon. Like these, I don't feel like strong enough to say that they're a dumpster fire, but they're definitely not fire.
Well,
The
then,
hat,
if they're not fire, then they have to be dumpster fire.
right?
We
I
go
know
fire.
it's like by definition, they're dumpster fire. But I mean, I don't hate them. It's just it feels like outside of the Rays, the last handful of City Connect jerseys, it's like that class project where you're like the end of the year and you're just like, all right, fuck it. Like, I got a good enough grade. Let's just scribble in the rest.
Let's just
like,
finish this out.
Right, like let's just finish this. Like they're getting to the end, and the last handful of them have just been trash. Like
really bad.
there's been a lot of misses in the second. Like, that's what this signifies. It's just like City Connect, the entire experiment was just kind of blah.
Scott, you got to respect that they at least swung and missed instead of took the pitch looking, right? Like,
I mean, I guess I'll give them
there's
that.
something to be said for that. But I think Tyson doesn't completely nail it, but kind of sums it up for me. He said there should have been a dime on there for the 10-cent beer game. And
now, see, that would have been amazing.
I agree, but I think that's what it is. Cleveland has so much more they could have worked with than instead of, because what they're doing is they're forcing the Guardians narrative. They're like, yeah, the Guardians are a part of the city. We're going to make the font after those statues because.
But I imagine that's why Cleveland was one of the last ones, because they were like, yo, let's do all these teams. And then they're like, fuck. I mean, connecting with the city, the history of the team, with the chief, like, we're saving that motherfucker for last. Like, I don't want to think about that one for now. Like, we'll do that one on the back end. Something will come to us by then. And they got to the end. They were like, y'all think of anything for Cleveland? No, not really. I mean, what if we just put like CLE on the front? I mean, we can kind of make a dope hat to make up, like, and just call it a day. Yeah. All right, cool. And that's what we got. Like,
color scheme. Oh, and thank you, Rex. I appreciate you calling me.
For free. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
We are officially in overtime. Sorry for being a minute late, getting us in overtime here. Okay, so color scheme wise, I love these. I love the blue jersey, white pants combo as well.
Well, I love how it blends with the marathon logo on the sleeve.
Yeah, that's pretty,
like that doesn't look out of place.
Is that really what that is?
Yeah, it's a marathon.
Yes, of course it is.
They're sponsored by Marathon.
I mean,
if this said in like a cursive font, the land, I'm all in on these uniforms. It's just that CLE and that large font in the front that I can't get behind. That ruins the whole thing for me. If it said the land and it had like a script font to it and they could make up some bullshit as to, oh, this was the font used in blah, blah, blah. The reason why I was okay with this, nothing about rock and roll. Because I thought for sure it was going to be, hey, our uniform looks like a guitar because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, go Cleveland. And they did not take the easy way out. They went with something different, and that's all that's missing. Give me the land, and I'm in on this uniform. But that across the front ruins the whole thing.
Yeah.
Big swing and big miss. I mean, like, at least you made it look good when you went out with that hanging curve and completely whiffed, but they just... Oh, it's so disappointing. They just
bad one.
Suck.
There you go. Tyson said they could have done something for the river on fire.
I mean, right? Or shit. I learned about this the other night. Did you guys ever hear about the fiasco?
They should have just waited and just put the picture of LeBron with the wine between his legs at the game on the front of the jersey. I'm sure LeBron would have been, okay with that too. He'd have signed off on that shit.
Did you guys have you heard about the Cleveland balloon fiasco or whatever, where they released like 1.5 million nylon balloons out into the world that then just like stopped traffic, like grounded air? Oh God.
I did not hear about that, but that's so Cleveland.
Oh, it is. It's and you see the pictures and it's just this big brown mob of shit swarming over everywhere.
They're trying to go for a world record, right? It was like the world record.
Yeah, I mean, they set the Guinness World Record, but at what cost, Cleveland? Like, it was typical Cleveland. It was like, we did it, but like people legitimately, people died because emergency vehicles.
Preoccupied with whether you could, you think you should.
Right.
It's classic.
It's classic.
The other big story from baseball, that you didn't hear on Backwards K this week. Paul Skenes finally made.
Damn! Hey, did anybody catch the license plate on that truck that just ran me the fuck over? No? Hey, Mike,
Scott,
did you?
Scott,
I know you didn't because you were driving it.
would you expect something different from such an unprofessional podcast? I mean, come on now. Like, be honest. Like, they get petty here because they're not pros.
I like how earlier in the show he kind of like subtly mentioned it, and then now he's just like, "Oh yeah, by the way, hey bitch, you missed an episode this week." As we're like, he kind of just tried to sneak it in there as we're in overtime, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make sure I get this jab in at fucking Backwards K, you son of a bitch."
Rex
Wow.
said it's going on hiatus again next week.
It
Too.
is too.
2 weeks off.
Wow.
You're taking 2 weeks off.
Bro, hey,
I love you. I get it. It's fine. You're
no,
good.
but here was the thing. The minute we got the schedule, and Chris, Mondays worked for Chris, and I was just like, I was fine with whatever day. We get the schedule, and I looked and I was like, awesome. So we launched this podcast. That was the first thing I thought. I was like, we launched this podcast, and look at how many Mondays we're gonna fucking miss because of games. God damn.
I can't get to sleep.
Like, hey, let's talk about Paul Skenes' debut 2 weeks ago.
But I do want to listen, guys. I don't want to toot our own horn, but toot motherfuckers, because we called out that conspiracy theory that the Pirates were slow playing Skenes' call up until LSU's gymnastics season was over, so that they can get Livvy done at the game for Paul Skenes' call up. I don't know if you watched the game at all, Scott. I know Mookie did.
Oh,
God,
God,
you
yeah.
watched any of that game?
I did.
Holy shit, were they showing Livvy Dunn nonstop? They milked the shit out of her being at that game. There was an interview that was done in her box suite where like they talked to her about like, hey, how was the God damn it, his bet hit.
Yes, it did, baby.
Oh fuck.
20 points, 4 3-pointers. Let's go, motherfucker. And now that Terrier group is going to hit too, and it's going to be a big fucking night.
Whatever. I'm gonna be like hating ass Mike last week. It's just some more money that you ain't gonna collect then anyway. So
You're goddamn right.
Who isn't having fun because you're the party's degenerate gambler.
The dog show, though, that one's off books. That's actually
Hey, Mike.
So I'm gonna
Let's
get paid for
talk
that.
about the topic that we were actually talking about on our show. Not worried about his bets. You started saying this, and I was like, did they? And then I realized, yeah, I watched it, but when I just hit it, it went to the Cubs broadcast.
Oh, you were on the Cubs broadcast. You got this Pirates broadcast.
I know, and I'm just now thinking about that after the fact. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't see any of that shit. And I'm like, holy fuck, it was Boog Sciambi with the fucking. I watched that shit on the goddamn Cubs broadcast, and I didn't think to switch.
Dude.
Like, I was just like, the problem was I was in between doing all this shit. We had just finished a game at 3:00. That game started at 4. The kids were getting haircuts like right at the same time. I had to help them shower and shit, so I'm watching it on my phone. Like, I was lucky to see any of it. I was really excited to see it. So unfortunately missed that, but I'm not shocked. That was absolutely what the fucking Pirates are doing.
Oh,
We
they
knew that
did
shit.
exactly what
Yeah.
what we said they would do. It felt so good to have a conspiracy theory validated because I purposely watched the Pittsburgh broadcast just for that. I mean, whatever. I would have seen him eventually because he's in the NL Central. So eventually I would have seen him pitch, and I wasn't too worried about seeing like his debut, but I had to see his debut just to see if it was true.
Mhm.
And sure enough, man, it was like every half inning they show him like walking off the mound, and then they cut up to Livvy. And I mean, it was picture perfect, exactly what we thought they would do. They were like, the Pirates were like, listen, hey, did you guys see how the Chiefs handled that Taylor Swift thing? Like, we want that. Do that.
I was gonna say it was the same playbook, like legitimately the same exact playbook. They're like, you see what the Chiefs did? We're gonna do that on a smaller scale.
Okay, you know how the Chiefs got like a lot of like young females interested in their team because of Taylor Swift. We want horned up teenagers tuning into Pirates games every 4 days. So
we want to see every little blonde girl walking around with a cup of Starbucks with a pea hat on. God damn it. That's what we're trying for here. Yeah, that's Paul Skenes' team.
Livvy's boyfriend pitches for them.
Yeah.
Guys, just as a special treat before we get out of here, I actually have a tennis story.
If you're making that up or not.
No, I really do. As soon as I saw that it was a tennis story, I was like, I'm adding it to the rundown. I don't care. We will horn this into the show just to play the drop. So there was a female tennis player, a former #1 tennis player in Italy. She ranked as high as like 26 in the world. Don't even ask me her name. Didn't read that far to get her name. But she retired abruptly last month, just out of the blue, done, quit tennis. Nobody could get a hold of her. The rumors were she had retired to become a lingerie model. That was the rumors that were going around about this athlete. Instead, it's now being reported that the reason why she retired is because her and her brothers and her dad are under investigation for not paying taxes in Italy. They turned off their phones, disconnected the line, fucking went to America. They were like, we're out. This same athlete got busted for faking a COVID vaccination card so that she could play in the Australian Open. And now she's committing tax fraud and moving to the U.S. Amazing, amazing story.
You know what it is, Mike, is she employed the Kaiser method, right? Like,
when in doubt, bounce.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. I ain't paying you. Italian government, sorry, ain't paying you. You can get fucked in those taxes.
I mean, can't we all agree that taxes are bullshit? There's no reason we should have to pay them. No, just me.
I'll vote on that ticket, Scott. Hands down every day. Twice on Tuesday.
I kind of like knowing that if my house is burning down, I can call somebody to put it out or like drive on a road. Like I'm kind of cool with those things. So, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, while my house isn't burning down, I often think about how much I'm paying for it to not be burning down and getting that assistance. I'm like, you know, it'd be really nice. The money that I pay for the people that don't come to my house when it's not burning down. That'd be really nice to have.
So Scott wants the version of my hospital service where the fire department comes out, puts out the fire, whatever, to finishes up like, all right, sir, if you just don't mind, will you just hit
exactly.
hit over from me real quick?
You know what?
We do the card too. Like,
you might have been onto something. Like, if we're gonna continue putting this fire out, we need to swipe your card. You know, at least put a down payment. I'm like, oh yeah. Holy shit, you're right. See, this is great because I haven't been putting money into this big giant pot that I never get to fucking use because other people's houses are on fire. But now it's a pay-as-you-go service. Like, my house is on fire. Now I'm paying for you to put it out. Not paying for it in case there might be a fire that you have to put out. Yeah. No, Mookie, you're fucking genius. You're fucking genius. Together.
That was the goddamn most libertarian thing I have ever heard in my life.
I'm so proud of those
guys. Service from the fire department. I just picture rolling up like, whoa, wow, this is a bad one. This is
a rager.
It's gonna run you a couple thousand. Let's see. I can't really quite estimate it because I don't know what's on the inside, but you're looking at least 10. So you could just go ahead and
the best part is I picture if you play that all the way out too, right? They're saying that to Scott, and then Scott and Cheryl look at each other and go, ooh, do you think we should get another quote?
Right, at some point while they're putting it out, it's like, we found another fire department that'll put it out for slightly cheaper. You guys can get the fuck out of here. Turn your water off. Turn your shit off.
You got multiple fire trucks showing up at one time and like bidding.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
We'll do it for 4. We'll do it for 3. God, all right. I got 3 here, 3 here. 2,
Hell yeah.
You got the ladder.
Dublin, congratulations. Fight that fire.
House is burning to the ground, and we got to get the best deal. I mean, insurance is going to cover it anyway, right? Like, because we pay into that shit.
Jason, Scott turned into out of nowhere. Tabari going dark with this one. Kaiser must not realize people just start fires to keep their family working. Holy shit.
That would be funny when we find out that firefighters are actually arsonists.
Rex said the fever game ended before the podcast. And he said, so about those beers we're drinking.
We got to wrap it up.
I was just going to say, I was like, that was the equivalent of the house music. So about those beers you're drinking, you a-holes. Time to end this shit.
Rex hit
And
us
I
with
guess
the
that's our
boys.
time.
You're really behaving for how late it is.
I think Rex is the new show producer. Like he's the last few weeks, he's definitely like interviewed.
telling us when we're
Nailed
late,
it.
telling us when
Yeah.
we need to move on.
It's like show cues and everything.
Ron Johnson is shedding a tear.
Scott, what were you drinking? And on Caesar scale, dog or no dog?
I was drinking Taft Brewing Company's collaboration with Frisch's on a strawberry pie ale, 6%. It's strawberry fucking beer, and it's great. It's the doggiest of the dogs. Like I don't have anything other to say than like this is one of my favorite like collabos that any of the local breweries have done. It's right up there,
I gotta find,
top of the charts.
I definitely gotta find that one. Mookie, what were you drinking? Dog or no dog?
This was absolutely a dog. It was the Broken and the Dead American Brown Ale from Marlowe Artisanal Ales.
It was the opposite of Scott.
It was the opposite of Scott's beer. To be clear about beer.
Yeah, there you go.
And
There you
I
go.
realized why I like it so much. It was dark. It had great flavor, but it wasn't quite as heavy as a stout. So it was like all the good parts of a stout without the bad parts of it. So absolute dog.
Unreal that you would slander stouts like that. I was drinking a 4-year-old Belgian style white ale, the White Lodge. I feel like if this was maybe like 3.5 years fresher, it would have been a dog, but as is not a dog. This one deserves a redemption episode at some point, and I'll drink it within a shorter than 4-year time frame. That's my promise to what I'm listen, grading on a curve on this one, probably a dog. Rex, you are correct.
Oh,
this was a show. This absolutely was a show.
Yeah.
God damn it, Luke. And that music is loud as shit.
Yeah. That's hot.
Hey, y'all. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. We're getting played off by our own fucking music. This has been Craft Brewed Sports. We'll see y'all next week.
It is loud as hell.
It came in so fucking hot.
It was from the dog or no dog music to that.
Also, hey, I'm fucking feeling this. This is nice. This is so much better than what we were trying to fucking go out with the last couple of weeks. I like this shit.
Thank you guys for tuning in, for putting up with our stupid, ridiculous antics. I love every comment that comes through. I'm sorry I can't get to all of them, but thank you guys for commenting, for sharing out the show, for helping us out. Be sure to subscribe to that YouTube channel. Tons of great content that you can find Backwards K there. You can find our show. There's show clips that get posted. We got plans to do all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you're subscribed so you know when we post new content. Follow us on X, on Instagram, at Craft B Sports. You can follow us on TikTok until it gets banned. Join the Facebook group. It's basically the comment section in between shows. It's a great time. Go hit that up. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content there. Go sub, rate, review all of the podcasts on the Belly Up Sports Media Network. We will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
Backwards K be like that Dre album. We coming eventually.
You'll never walk alone, dog.
Feel like poop right now.